Wireless security. Why your Wi-Fi should not be running on Trust Me Bro. Alright, let's talk about wireless security because Wi-Fi is one of those things people use every single day and barely think about. You walk into a building, open your phone, see Wi-Fi, connect, and your brain immediately goes, nice, free internet, with no thoughts, no questions, just vibes. But in cybersecurity, wireless is dangerous because the network is literally floating through the air. Unlike Ethernet, which is physical and requires a cable and a port, while Wi-Fi broadcasts everywhere through rooms, walls, hallways, parking lots, sometimes even outside the building, meaning attackers do not always need to walk into your office and can instead sit in a car nearby with a laptop and too many antennas, which is not hacker drip but a real problem. So wireless security is about making sure the right people connect, the wrong people stay out, and the data moving through the air cannot be easily stolen or changed, because weak Wi-Fi is basically your network yelling, come get me. And with that foundation in mind, let's start with the basics like access points, which are the devices that provide wireless access to the network, what your laptop, phone, tablet, printer, and even your smart fridge connect to, often called a router at home, but typically a dedicated access point in businesses. And you can think of it as the front door to your wireless network, where a secure door is good, but an unlocked one with the password on a sticky note means it is over. Transitioning from the door itself to how we identify networks. When you look for Wi-Fi, you see names called SSIDs, or service set identifiers, which are just network names like home Wi-Fi, guest Wi-Fi, or even something funny. But hiding the SSID is not real security, because attackers can still find hidden networks, making it more like security cosplay than actual protection. So real security comes from encryption, authentication, and proper configuration, which leads us naturally into wireless encryption, because if data is flying through the air, we do not want random people reading it, and unencrypted traffic is like yelling your bank password in public, while encryption scrambles it so only someone with the key can understand it. Historically, Wi-Fi security evolved from WEP, which is completely outdated and easily cracked, to WPA, which was an improvement but temporary, to WPA2 using strong AES encryption, and finally WPA3, which adds even stronger protections like SAE to defend against password attacks. So remember, WEP is weak, WPA is outdated, WPA2 is strong, and WPA3 is stronger. And now that we understand encryption, we can move into how users actually connect, comparing personal and enterprise Wi-Fi, where home networks use a shared password called PSK, which is simple but not scalable, while businesses use 802.1x for individual authentication backed by a radius server that verifies users like a bouncer checking a guest list, making it easier to manage access without changing passwords for everyone. Building on that idea of controlling access, guest Wi-Fi becomes important because visitors should not be on the same network as internal systems. So segmentation separates guest access from sensitive resources like servers and printers, similar to keeping guests in the living room instead of letting them roam your entire house. And from there we can address threats like rogue access points, which are unauthorized devices plugged into the network that create insecure entry points, and evil twin attacks, where attackers create fake networks that look legitimate to trick users into connecting, and exposing data, showing how attackers exploit trust in wireless environments. Continuing with common risks, open Wi-Fi networks without passwords are especially dangerous because anyone can join and intercept traffic, so users should rely on HTTPS, VPNs, and caution, while captive portals, those login pages at hotels or airports, control access but do not guarantee encryption, meaning they are not a substitute for real security. Shifting focus slightly, wireless range also matters because signals can extend beyond intended areas, allowing attackers to connect from outside, so proper placement and power settings are important. And similarly, McFiltering may seem seem like a control, but is weak because MAC addresses can be spoofed, making it only a minor layer rather than a primary defense. Moving into configuration practices, strong Wi-Fi passwords are essential to prevent guessing attacks, and shared passwords should be changed when users leave, while features like WPS, designed for convenience, can introduce vulnerabilities and are often disabled in secure environments. Expanding beyond Wi-Fi, other wireless technologies like Bluetooth and NFC also introduce risks, with attacks like bluejacking and bluesnarfing targeting Bluetooth devices and NFC being susceptible to short-range attacks.